Union Bank of India. Good people to bank with.
Back with in an open. Escorts sold fewer tractors this May than it did in the previous year. This may change very soon as the new Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman prepares to deliver the first budget of Modi's second term. The budget will surely carry dole-outs for rural India. But would that be enough to revive sales? And now that the election season is out of the way, could there be a natural pullback into all of that, into the sales as well? Let's put that question across to Mr. Bharat Madan of Escorts, who joins us right now on the phone line. Mr. Madan, good having you. Thanks much for joining in. Neeraj here. Good morning.
Morning.
How would you look at the first 2 months of the quarter gone, or of the current quarter? Or were the numbers what they were due to the fact that there was this election overhang? And do you expect June to be materially different than April and May?
Yeah, I think the 2 months in the first fiscal really have been a bit of surprise because we were expecting a strong season to continue in this quarter, which is the forecast which we had actually in the last quarter of FY19. So surprisingly, maybe because of the election and also the multiple factors, I think low pre-monsoon rainfalls, very low reservoir water levels, especially in the western and southern markets, the delayed harvests in many places. And obviously because the elections have overhang, many factors which really contributed to this degrowth what we've seen in the first 2 months. But definitely now, most of these things which are temporary in nature, so we expect early to June we'll see some revival coming back. So it may not still see that sort of growth number I think we're expecting, but they may just be a flat month. So overall the quarter will still look weak because we are hopeful things will start getting better now from September onwards.
Okay. Would it be, Mr. Madan, would it be a factor of what a lot of people say, elections getting out of the way? People were holding back on their purchases to know what the political formation would be, and now that it is done, they might go out and spend. Are you seeing some signs in the last 1 week of May or the early first week of June?
Well, May we didn't really see much traction really there. So normally election doesn't have that sort of impact, especially the central election, the buying decision of the farmers. But there are many other reasons besides the election, I think, which is what I mentioned, like including the low pre-monsoon rainfall, the delayed harvesting, which affected the a lot of belts, high industry belts, especially markets like UP, where the sugarcane belt has been under pressure now for quite some time, or the potato belt, which has been under pressure since last year. So those markets which normally pick up at this point in time are not really picked up. And in the southern and western market, where there have been really bad monsoon in the past also, and in this time also there is no water reservoirs levels which have been at a very low level, which again has been impacting the industry. So some of these may be temporary, so I think depending on how the monsoon really goes this time. And that's the thing, I think by September we'll have more clarity. So if the monsoon distribution is good, the government is settled in, and you'll have maybe major policy initiative coming in from the government side in the budget time. So hopefully things should revive in September onwards for the industry.
All right, Mr. Madan, good morning to you. You said that elections are not a factor that affect too much in terms of pushback in sales, but funding and financing definitely is. And with the financing from NBFCs being slightly on the short side, do you think that and the visibility probably remaining that this tight liquidity condition could carry on for some time to come, would this then dampen sales prospects for you?
Well, so far we've not seen really much impact on the tractor side and that's a great availability from the financial sector. So I think we were getting good traction. Yes, the cost had gone up in the last 5-6 months after this financial crisis is set in, but really the availability of credit was not really an issue. So we don't think that will be a major concern. This will remain a focus area from the government perspective, and it's a priority sector lending with the banks to prefer lending out in this segment unless their delinquencies start going up, which so far we have not seen happening. But yes, if the season goes bad really even in this monsoon, then probably things may become slightly cautious on this one. But otherwise, we don't think really will have major impact on the financial side.
So if you're expecting the second half to be much better, how would that work with regards to the full year guidance in terms of volumes? Would that see a cut from your historical volume levels that you've been clocking in?
Yes, I think second half happens to be good with very well distributed monsoon. Probably then you can see good traction and growth in the second half can be anywhere within 10-15% plus, which can really give you the full year overall growth of about close to 5%. But yes, if the monsoon happens to that, then we can have a downside also, and it's overall negative on the full year basis. So it can be anywhere between -5% to 5%, depending on how the things pan out with the visibility by September.
Would the easing from the Reserve Bank of India, or if they indeed do something on the liquidity situation, ease that whatever little stress that might be on financing a little bit, Mr. Madan?
I think more than the retail, I think our concern has been more on the channel side. The industry has been giving good growth for the last 3 years now. So the channel who has been holding on to the tractor inventories for all this while obviously has it under pressure on working capital. So I think if the money availability from the banking system eases out, and especially the dealer cycle, they start getting money from the banking side, then probably the things will become better, and probably we see some good traction coming in. But we don't think really trade cycle on the retail front really has been an issue. So we expect that will probably continue going forward too. So that's not a concern.
Okay. If this is indeed the numbers that we're thinking of this year for the industry, Mr. Madan, I presume you're talking about, are we to presume that pricing would likely remain dampened even if due to monsoon there is a bit of an uptick that comes in? I mean, a 5% growth would probably not prompt you to go out and hike prices, right?
Yeah, that's right. The price hike has not been really initiative the company takes only on its own. It's basically led by the commodity price movement which happened on the ground. And so far we've seen the industry, the entire auto sector has been actually not doing well. So the commodity prices have been slightly under pressure. So we're only seeing a deflation situation actually in the industry. So there's no inflation pressure on the commodity side. So we don't expect there will be a need to take price increase. So even if you are able to hold out on the price increase, then you see some deflation. That should also help the OEMs and the margin structures.
Mr. Madan, just one final question. BS6 and the transition, how are companies at large, how are you preparing yourself for that?
Well, in tractors and construction equipment which are taken as an off-road vehicles, these emission norms are not applicable. So there are separate emission norms for both these sectors. And we're still operating under the BS3 norms in tractor. And we'll move to BS4 from October 2020 as of now, which will be also only in the higher horsepower tractor, which is 50 HP and above. So it's a very small portion of the market. So we don't really see a major impact on the industry. And we are obviously ready for BS4 norms as of now.
Okay. Thanks for that clarification as well, Mr. Madan. And we hope the situation naturally improves a bit more than what all of us are expecting right now. Thanks for taking the time out and speaking to us today at Bloomberg Quint.
Thank you.
That's a view from Bharat Madan, Group CFO of Escorts. That's quite interesting. From arguably the number 2 player, -5% to +5%. For now, +5%, but if the monsoon, yes, but I mean, it just shows one, the uncertainty, and two, the fact that growth in the tractor market for the current year seems to be not happening for sure.
Right, and we've seen what's the case with the rest of the other auto majors as well, in various different segments, be it passenger vehicles, two-wheelers, or some of these truck manufacturers. True. With that, we've come to the end of this edition of Indian Open. Markets are down about 1/3%, but lots more carried forward by the F&O show on the other side.